Good afternoon, everyone. That was nice. If I could just have your attention, we're going to begin our program. I thank you for joining us for this part of our program. And I know it's a beautiful day to walk over here from the Mother House Chapel. Truly, Sister Vivien is blessing us today. So welcome, everyone. My name is Sister Kathleen Toot, and I'm the Vice President for Student Life here at Caldwell University. First, I'd like to say a warm welcome to our alumni. Welcome home. And then I welcome all the family, friends, and sisters, and anyone new to the campus of Caldwell University. We're so glad to have you with us today. We gather to celebrate the life and legacy of Sister Vivien Jennings, a beloved sister of St. Dominic, a relative, a friend, a president, a major superior, a teacher, a mentor, and so on and so on. Today promises to be a special day. Our program will focus on Sister Vivien's life and love of words and commemorate her as a wonderful woman of vision and action. And we begin our program today with a conversation. And we welcome a group of people who have known Sister Vivien in various ways. Two as a colleague, one as a sister in community, and one as a spiritual colleague, friend, and Sister of St. Dominic associate. Just a few details. Following the conversation, we will move into the recitation of selected readings from the written works of Sister Vivien. We will then head into the library lobby. Very simple, no one wants to get nervous. It's right out this door. And someone mentioned the library is closed. It's closed for us. So we will be allowed in there. Okay, we'll be heading into there, and then we will unveil some changes and an appropriate commemoration of the Jennings Library. We will then invite all to a reception right here in the Alumni Theater lobby. It's very simple, easy walk-in. So we hope that you enjoy this celebration of the life and words of Sister Vivien Jennings. So I now ask Professor Robert Mann, Bob Mann, he goes by, to introduce our very, very special guests here who are on the stage with us. We're honored to have you. I'm getting looks. But we are truly honored to have you. Thank you.
What kind of looks are you getting?
No dirty looks. Like, you know, good looks.
Well, thank you very much, Sister Kathleen. I am one of many people here on this campus today who can honestly say that Sister Vivien Jennings took a bit of applause right there. But honestly, the Sister Vivien Jennings took a chance on me and gave me a break. There are a lot of people who would say that on this campus in this auditorium today. In 1980, Sister Vivien had a real dream to have a communications program, department, and major at what we call our college. And she had come back from Syracuse University. This was one of the things that she was pursuing. Years passed, she became president, and in 1988, she wanted to really put pedal to the metal and make this happen. So she gave me the chance to be a full-timer doing this. I had nearly spent years as an adjunct and professional broadcaster. She said, "You're the guy I want to do this." As a result, we created not only the communication arts department, but the communication arts major, which has become the Department of Communication Studies at Caldwell University. Now, she had to convince Sister Patrice to actually hire me. And she has often said that it was the biggest mistake of her. Having said that, we still can't blame that on Vivien and I believe Sister Patrice. So I have a lot of reasons to thank Sister Vivien, because I wouldn't be standing here 30 years later if it weren't for her vision and her support, although I did once have to tell her, I don't think you're gonna make it, I don't think it's gonna become a major, and then she straightened out. So that was the first, let me introduce the people that will be part of this conversation. First of all, seated right here, Sister Patrice Werner, who is the prioress of the Sisters of St. Dominic, Caldwell, and President Emeritus of Caldwell. Dr. Nancy Block, who came here in 2009, just received her 10-year award, 10 years as president of Caldwell. And one of my best friends on this campus, Dr. Maureen Mullaney, one of the longest serving and most talented members of our faculty in professional history, who certainly was here throughout all of the Cincinnati. I don't like to work with script. I like things to be out of it, but I'm going to admit that this is the one thing that was already kind of pretty fast. So that we did not have any redundancy here. But I asked each of our panelists to talk about what each thinks was Sister Vivien's primary legacy here at Caldwell. So Marie will start.
Bob just said that without Sister Vivien, we might not be here standing on the stage. And I really sincerely believe that were it not for Sister Vivien and the great decision to move to co-education in 1986, I don't think any one of us would be here. So, as a historian, someone whose daily work involves momentous decisions and events that spur change, it was absolutely co-education.
Co-ed and decision, which was of course also controversial. We'll get into some of that as we continue. Sister Chris, what we say is Vivien's primary legacy.
I would have jumped into the co-ed situation
But we
also,
do that,
because I lived through it, right? But I'd like to speak also about the initiatives that she took to foster the Dominican parish and mission on this campus. I think of the Fangio program, which we basically worked together to put together, and we have Francois and Mary Heyman with us today. She also started, we held the first Dominican Colleges colloquium on this campus, and that has grown considerably over the years. And then as I look at Greg Pistano sitting out there now, I think of the Veritas Award. June had the idea, she had the concept, went to Vivien, Vivien said, go for it, and of course she wound up on the committee also stuff. But, you know, it's those initiatives, I think, that really speak very, very much to me as a former Dominican hero.
And Nancy, as president in 2009, 15 years in between Vivien and you, all of which was you. Tell us, in seeing her from a little bit of a distant perspective, what you feel is Vivien's primary legacy.
First of all, I have to say I cannot disagree with my co-panelists, because if we had not gone for educational, I agree with Marie's assessment, that was a critical decision. And having been the participant twice to Fangio, the last time with Mary and Francois, I know how special those decisions and those visions of Sisters Vivien enacted are to the campus and to our life here at Caldwell. One of the things that touched me so deeply that I think will be a lasting legacy for Sister Vivien is her publication of her works. And perhaps it's because I was an English professor before, as they say, the dark side of the human. But that's what actually elsewhere of it. But I read particularly November Noon, a copy of the book that I'm sure many of you have prayed with and meditated with and read very thoughtfully. And she spoke so deeply to where I was at that time in my life. And she talked about the fact that sometimes we're so caught up in everything that we do and thinking so much about the future, or perhaps regretting thinking the past, that we simply forget that right now is the gift. And she writes so clearly about this is the moment, this is the journey, our life is the journey. And And I thought that was so important, those words to remind us as we move about in this busy world. And it was really exemplified by seeing her every Saturday evening at Mass at St. Catherine's, and she was such a powerful, prayerful presence there, and she lived out the words that she wrote. So maybe because I'm an English professor, the beauty of the written word, I think her written word is one of her great legacies.
So there, we're talking about three separate things. We're talking about co-ed, we're talking about writings, we're talking about so great little picture, and I guess some people here would remember it themselves, but I don't. Oh, well, in the early 1980s, I think in 1988. But what was this place like in those days? What was it you decided that?
Well, first of all, I have to say, jobs in the humanities were impossible to get. When I came here in 1980, they were even more impossible.
Yeah, right. So many of them now.
I was so grateful to have a job, and I just loved everything about this place from the very beginning. But I do have to say, it was a bit of a culture shock for me, because I was coming from Rutgers. I had gotten my PhD at Rutgers, and I taught at Rutgers College, and I also taught at Douglas College. And the library at Rutgers with 4 floors with an elevator. I had never been in such a gigantic place. You had to take buses to get from one campus to another. You still do at Rutgers, it's even bigger. But that was the world I was coming from. That was the world where I had been for 4.5 years. And I remember the first time I walked into the library. And of course, this was not here. The lobby was not there. The library conference was not there. And I thought I had walked backward in time. Like the time of Machine Road, which is another novel about a girl's school. And there was something wonderful about it that I loved. I mean, I love walking back in time, and that's really how I felt. But smallness of the community, we had, I think the number was something like 32 or 34 faculty members. A large number of whom were Sisters of St. Dominic, which was great, and they thought I was very loud. I didn't want to conceal their identities, but they would come to me.
Nobody says that to you anymore.
Well, occasionally. But, so very few full-time faculty, virtually no adjuncts, which is very different from today. That was a good thing and a bad thing in that if there was a course you really didn't want to teach or didn't feel prepared for, and I was a brand new faculty member, and I had to teach ethics, and I didn't know what ESL. But the reason we did that, we needed to have our courses carry, and we would have this freedom and flexibility to hire adjuncts. So I got stuck teaching something. This one was natural resources and world power. So it was different, and I guess the memory that will all stay with me, and some of you may remember this, the phones on the walls in the student center. And 4 faculty members share a phone number. So if the phone rang, you never knew which faculty member was going to be called. But if you were in your office, you really needed to go and answer the phone. We had no secretaries, we had no answering machines, and of course, we had no computers. So it was really kind of comical when the phone rang, faculty members would be coming out of their office doors and trying to pick up the phone.
And you said do the limbo rock underneath the boards that were pulled right across because they put it's a different place for that. And I really want to say was struggling financially, and as you said, Sister Vivien made a bold move for this to go pro. Sister Patrice was that really controversial at the time. It wasn't really people said better it was.
Well, if you liked walking across campus as they streamed out of Mother Joseph in arms, heading over to the offices of administration to protest the decision. And as they published the underground newsletter,
A lot of them were history majors. About that.
You're not stirring this up, were you?
No, but, I mean, of course, I talk about the civil rights movement, the French Revolution, I'll never forget the day that it all broke. But I do have to say, Sister Patrice and I were on a co-ed study team together, as was Father Bob Stafford and a lot of other people, so we did play a role.
And we were then, you know, in the affirmative, we supported them. I'll always remember Sister Ann John as a member of that, co-ed task force. And it became time for us to go around the table to cast our individual, our personal vote. Do we go co-ed or do we remain? And it came to Ann John and she said, my heart says one thing, but my head says another. We have to go co-ed. And that was the strong feeling on the campus at that time. It was either go co-ed or hold up. And even going co-ed, the risks that were taken and the things that we had to do. Sister Michelle will remember the first men's basketball game because, again, Sister Vivien said, okay, we're going to have the men, we need a men's basketball team. So let's get somebody.
You had Title IX in reverse.
Talk about, we had to get larger beds in Mother Joseph because their legs were sticking out. It was unbelievable.
But it was bold. Of course, I walked into a place, and actually, Sister Vivien said, we want some more male professors in the model students. Again, but it was an interesting situation, and I walked into a place that already seemed to be prospering for 2 years after
If I may just add two comments here to bring this all home. I remember it was May of either 83 or 84, probably 83. The first Saturday in May, we were still having open houses to fill the September class. The first Saturday in May. And I remember the number of deposits we had for the incoming freshman class was 80.
That's not sustainable.
So I remember that, but again, I was so young and I was so excited and they always say that when you're young, you don't fear death or you don't fear sickness or you don't understand change. I can't say that I was worried at that time. I can't say that, but I do remember that day. And my history department colleague, Dr. Alan Nelson, his daughter is here. We went to a conference. We couldn't even go to the open house to try to read the students. So I put that on the table. The other thing I would like to say is I had done a lot of research on women's colleges, why we have women's colleges, the history of women's education. And that's why Sister Vivien put me on this co-ed study team. I mean, I had not even been here 5 years, but I think that was the expertise that I brought to the table, and I knew why women's colleges had worked and why they were necessary at one point in time, but I think I also knew why they were no longer necessary in the 1980s. And in preparation for this talk today, I did a little bit of research. In the 1960s, there were 281 women's colleges in this country. And as of fall 18, there were 34.
But it definitely, in retrospect, was the right move. Although I do remember when I first came here, they were still giving men long red roses at commencement. It's like, 6'9" basketball.
But a perfect gift for his mother or his girlfriend.
Now, we've talked about the positives and the threats that face a small college as a university. And I want to address this because obviously Dr. Brock and Sister Patrice. To be president of a place like Caldwell College, Caldwell University, takes a certain type of personality because the growth is immense and the ups are great, but the downs and the threats are always out there. So that's what I'm asking you, and that's Sister Patrice. What does it take to be the president of this particular institution?
So, the first thing I would say is that, you have to be willing never to take no for an answer, and, to just be persistent. And that doesn't mean against all odds, it doesn't mean when there are other avenues to go down, but to really, understand that sometimes no can become yes, or at least become maybe. And I think that's critically important to be persistent. I think a person has to be visionary. Certainly we've heard that about Sister Vivien, and certainly I've spoken so many times about the vision of Sister Patrice and how she's made the campus what we know it today, and we wouldn't be what we are without the two of them. I think it's a person who has to clearly embrace our Catholic identity and our Dominican heritage. And for me, that was something that wasn't as easy perhaps or as natural as my predecessors. I am a lifelong Catholic, but I had really never had an interaction with the Dominicans until I came to Caldwell. And I remember very well when Sister Arlene and her council was interviewing Tim and me for lunch when I was interviewed here. And the question was, well, if you haven't had the experience with Dominicans, how would you characterize your experience with the Sisters of St. Joseph, who had sponsored my previous institution, Pond College in St. Louis, where I was the academic vice president? And I said, I think I have a very good relationship. I live at the mother house. And everybody burst out laughing, but my husband and I had a relationship, and during the week, I lived with the sisters in the mother house and had a very, very beautiful relationship. So I was very open to learning about the Dominican charism, and I've been very grateful to have had the opportunity to do that. I think the president has to be a fundraiser and a fundraiser, and I know sometimes people have said to me, you brought a business model to Caldwell, and that wasn't a compliment. And I understand that perspective because we have a very sacred mission here to educate our students. But without the ability to meet the margin, then we can't have the mission. So I think that's really very important too. And I think it's important to be a prayerful person because I think there are times when, we can be doing everything we can do, and yet we need that divine assistance. And I think that's important too, Bob. So it's being a CEO, it's being a prayerful person, it's being someone who embraces the Dominican charism and Catholic identity, it's being a people person. And it's a person that I think has to ultimately, at the end of the day, feel that none of what happens is personal. The very best things that happen are owned by the institution and my colleagues. The worst things that happen, while they're my responsibility, I have to be able to get up the next day and continue to come. And sometimes that's difficult, but that's all part of being a president in today's world.
And Sister Patrice, you were president from 1994 to 2009. A lot of change, a lot of growth. Tell us about the unique qualities it takes to be president of this place.
Well, I could chime in on Nancy's, you have to be able to say no, you have to be willing to say no, but I think I come at it a little bit differently. You have to learn to say no, but I'm very conscious of the fact that you have to listen first. You have to do your homework. You have to learn. You have to, get the pros and the cons. And I'm perhaps a little bit more analytic when it comes to that. But yes, when it comes to it, you do have to say no. And I learned that from Vivien. Vivien certainly was a very strong personality. She knew what she wanted, by hook or by crook. She would pull you into her camp. Sometimes it would be just a little, come on, you can do this with me. Other times, it was a push or a shove, and I was on the end of both of them. But that's what a leader has to do. You first have to lead by example. You have to be willing to do what you're asking others to do. But you also have to be willing to give others their freedom, to empower them, give them a job, give them the responsibility that they need to take, and then let them go with it. And that's one of my fondest memories of Vivien, her willingness to trust me, to give me a job, not to micromanage, but she wanted to be aware, certainly, of what was going on. And if I had a question, if I had something that I wasn't sure about, the door was always open for me to walk in, sit down, and say, "Hey, Vivien, what do you think about this? What do you think about that Bob man?" You know?
That's what I was very worried about. Because worried about to be hired by
You know, talk about risks. Vivien took the risk and hired me, and I had to deal with it.
But now it's only maybe once a year. At least, try to figure that off the hook. But in all seriousness, you had a unique perspective too, because you were in what we now call lifetime practice. Which then was called academic, meaning basically the number two person before you were ready. So talk a little bit about that, because for the rest of us, there was a relationship and a knowledge, because people working really in one of those very tight relationships with the president and the activity. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was great. I did not really want to leave teaching and go into full-time administration. Vivien can be very persuasive. You do want to do this. And,
It's like the force in Star Wars.
that's right.
It's not the girls you're looking
The good thing was I believe I had a very good relationship with the faculty. I was one of the faculty. Marie and I were on the strategic planning groups on the middle space group. We worked closely together as two people out of this 33-member faculty when I started. But again, Vivien had a vision. She gave it to the rest of us, and we had to take up our part of that vision. You know, for Michelle, it might have been the residence hall and the athletic program. For me, it was faculty. It was programs. Yes, we've gone co-ed, but let's look at the courses of study that we have. Do we have the majors that men are looking for? Do we have enough faculty to teach those additional courses? Marie mentioned 33 on the faculty. One of the first things that I went to Sister Vivien with in terms of faculty was we need to increase the full-time faculty, along certainly with adjuncts in specific fields. We need to build our programs. We need more undergraduate degrees. We need to think about graduate degrees. And she gave me that freedom to work with the faculty to develop the new programs. And faculty weren't always happy with my faculty development initiatives.
Full-day program.
The faculty never thought they needed to be developed.
Well, it's
But what it did do was increase the faculty, enable some of our younger, non-terminal degree faculty to go on for their terminal degrees. We assisted them financially and also with unique time. And, it was just a many-pronged effort, and it worked.
I build on an awful lot of Marie.
Well, so much was going on in those days. Hearing you speak, it's bringing you back. As much as Sister Vivien loved the humanities, obviously she was an English PhD, obviously she had gone here, she knew the traditional curriculum, she knew the Catholic intellectual tradition. But I'll never forget, you can just become academic dean, and each department chair had come into your office, and Sister Vivien was there, sitting there with you, and we had to justify our programs and our position. And I remember, not that I was annoyed, but I remember thinking, how could you ever have a liberal arts college without a history major? So I went in, of course, and I spoke my piece about the importance of history, but we had to do that, like everything was on the table. They were exciting days because we know how the story turned out. But in the midst of it, there was so much that had to be done. So
I remember that conversation. I didn't remember that at all. I remember where I was sitting on that couch. And then the second thing I thought was, planning culture. I saw Jill back there, she'll appreciate this, but Dr. Alan Nelson, who was a historian, and his statue dedicated to him in front of the library, I think Sister Vivien picked him to lead the planning effort in those days. And that was something new here, I believe, and a lot of us didn't like it. We had to write these 5-year plans, and he would stand up in these meetings and he would say, well, I'm your friendly planning coordinator, and we have to think about where we're gonna be 5 years from now. That's become part of our lives now, but in those days, it was something that was necessary. So she instituted a lot of these things that there was some tension, I guess, in the words that we look back and you know how important they were.
Higher education is shared government always has that.
Well, another thing that she always said, and I would remember this, and I remember her saying this so many times in higher education, to stand still is to fall back. That was her mantra, to stand still is to fall back. So here was someone who certainly respected tradition and understood the traditions of this institution, but she also inspired all of us to know that we had to grow and we had to move forward and we had to try new things, and we did.
Nancy, we're going to be moving on from other things, and I want to wrap up this conversation right now. But I want to leave it with you as our current president. Today, Sister Vivien passed away almost exactly. Today is a day in which there's a lot of focus on legacy and memory, but that Sister Vivien is somebody who's remembered years later by people who don't literally remember her. What do we do as a university community to make sure, beside her name on this library building, that her memory is kept alive?
I think it's incumbent upon all of us to do that for Sister Vivien, because as we've heard, she has touched every facet of the campus and all of the people who are here now and who were here then. And I think one of the ways to do that is what Marie would agree with me about this panel, but we have to go history where we talk about those who came before and to talk about the traditions that they started. I mean, we've talked so many of them, but there are so many others. So being the first director of the EOF program. And I can't envision, for example, what this campus would be like without our EOF students and our colleagues who run that program. So I think that we have to carry that forward, and that those who come after us, because as you look at the three of us on campus, I think, on the panel, I think you can see that probably the majority of our careers are in the rear as opposed to in the future. And so that has to be passed on to those who come, who are the new faculty, the students, the staff members, and to talk about that lasting legacy through the positions, through the decisions, through the mission, through the words, and that each one of us needs to ensure that happens. I think a beautiful way that we've been step toward that is Sister Vivien was one of those who participated in the Sister Story project. And so she was paired, if you're not aware of that project, we have students who are trained very specifically in the research she has done as well as others on campus. And the sisters are interviewed over a period of a semester to record their life story, how they became Dominican sisters, how they view their contributions, who they are as people. And that's become part of the archive of the institution. And I would say that has to be a living legacy, not just something that's put in the archives and collects dust. So to all of us here today, whether you're one of the sisters, a family member, an alum, a faculty, a staff, or a member of our student body, please join us in helping speak about Sister Vivien and the wonderful legacy that she's left in so many very ways. To Colorado College for Women, to Colorado College, to Colorado University.
Obviously, I'm focused on diversity, but for you in the community, who is somebody like that, it must mean even more because of the fact that there's
tough, that's a tough question to answer. To speak of someone who really was not just a colleague, she was my mentor. She was a giant in the community in many respects. Sometimes the sweet, elderly sister that some of the people here remember. Sometimes the tough cookie that a lot of us remember. I have to tell, may I tell that story? I remember speaking at Sister's funeral, and I was talking about the fact, she was a tough cookie. And it had to be a tough cookie to be the major superior of the Global Dominicans, to be a college president. It's not an easy job, and so you can't be pushed around. You can't be a pushover, and nobody would ever call Vivien a pushover. And I don't know how the conversation came up. Kathleen at one point had a conversation with Vivien, and I guess it was perhaps looking at the past in terms of the past major superiors and the fact that Vivien had been a major superior. And she said to Kathleen, and the sisters here will very much appreciate this. Compared to Mother Golden Rita, I was a marshmallow. No way. From the last of the sisters, a marshmallow is easily manipulated. No way. But that's what you have to honor and respect in Vivien. She knew what she wanted. She knew who she could get to work with you and to work for her and for the institute, whether that's the congregation of the sisters or whether it's the now university. You had to be a strong person, and I miss that strength. As our sisters diminish in number, and as they are not in great numbers at the university or at our high schools, it's hard to watch. But what I think stays and consoles me and hopefully the sisters is this legacy, which not only Vivien has left us, but Arlene has left us, Gerardine has left us, Elizabeth Michael has left us, Kathleen is leaving it with us. It goes on, and I think we have to take great pride and great comfort in that. And Joan, I don't forget you.
Maria's faculty, probably your best person.
What I remember about her most is her humility. I have heard about her before she became president of Folsom College, but the humility, as contrasted with so many pompous PhDs, postdoctorate with whom I have come into contact in the past, her humility and her sincerity. So many times she was giving a public address, and you could tell she was holding back tears because the words that she was speaking were so deeply moving, both for her and phrased in such a way that she hoped they would be moving to the audience. So sincerity, kindness, humility to everyone, personally to me, various times and private conversations with her. Yeah, I think it's most considering her achievements.
There are many other things today, but this will be the end of this portion. And I want to thank Mr. Kathleen for coming up with the idea of doing this. I'm honored that you asked me to moderate it. Thank you very much. Please also thank our panelists.
seats for you, and we'll go. Well, I'd just like to say thank you very much. That was a delightful conversation, an eye-opening conversation, just truly enjoyable. So thank you to Nancy, Marie, and Bob. Great job. Great job. So at this time, what we're going to do is we're going to now share these selected readings from Sister Vivien's books and writings. 3 sections from 3 of her books have been chosen, and each book will be introduced, and then our readers will come forward to share Sister Vivien's words. So we will start now.
We'll begin with The Valiant Woman, I'm just here to introduce. This excerpt was taken from the foreword in the book. There are shallows and depths in the tides of human experience. There are heights and misty flats in humanity's multifarious enterprises. The concept and the program of women's liberation shares this common light. There are liberations that cut us deep and those that scratch the surface. And there are many levels in between. The deepest cut and the perfect joy of the woman of faith is the liberation of the spirit, the freedom with which Christ has set us free. In this book, Sister Vivien speaks for the heart of women's liberation. She speaks gently and strongly as becomes a woman. She speaks tenderly and colorfully as becomes a poet. She writes movingly and reflectively as becomes a woman of prayer. In this book, Sister Vivien shares with us the riches the Spirit has shared with her. I would now like to invite our 3 readers for The Valiant Woman to come forward.
Of mountains and mystery. The Beatitudes are the world blueprints for reconciliation. The Sermon on the Mount has been well named, though at least one of the evangelists records that it was delivered on a plain, not a mountain. Nevertheless, one who would embrace the values taught in the Beatitudes must indeed rise out of the valley of comfortable self-interest and climb the rocky, uncertain path of total love. Herein lies the grand design for reconciliation, but the plan is full of paradoxes. Become poor and possess a kingdom. Mourn and know consolation. Seek justice and obtain heaven. Be meek and hold sway over everything. Hunger for what is right and be filled with every good thing. These paradoxes involve a steep ascent, though they leave the values of the world far behind. They challenge us to contradict every worldly concept of success by climbing the steep evangelical path of detachment and service. Faith is the walking staff for the pilgrim, who would risk the climb just as hope is the beacon that compels her upward. The mountaintop is the pinnacle of reconciliation, the point where divergent roads finally meet. As one climbs wearily upward, other paths look so different and very far away. But when the summit nears, the roads mysteriously merge. All that rises must converge. In their journey through life, persons may choose the isolated, parallel pursuits of selfish interest or the compelling goal of union with the Father. In moving toward whom we move inevitably toward union with one another. Only the woman of hope can climb the mountain of reconciliation. For hope alone sustains in the rarefied air of human compassion, common vision, and the life of faith. And who is the woman of hope? It is she who sees in the circumstances of today the seeds of tomorrow's life. It is she who can say, I do not fear tomorrow because I have seen yesterday and I love today. As she climbs the mountain of reconciliation, she is not disheartened by the sometimes rocky terrain, for she sees the snowbird emerge from the darkening stream, bearing a great green bough. The woman of hope is one who has seen each springtime flower into summer, each fiery autumn yield to winter's barren silence, and new life emerge in hints of early spring. The woman of hope is she who has learned the lesson of the seasons.
Suffering. The sensitive woman has a unique share in every phase of that mystery which is human life. She is often at the very center of human suffering, the lonely alternation between loneliness and love, the physical pangs of bringing forth new life, the anguished vigil with a sickly child, the agonizing alienation from a pain-filled adolescence, the helplessness of just wading through another's crisis. All of these repeat themselves endlessly in the rhythm of life. What effect do these moments of intense suffering have upon the human heart? The woman who faces her feelings grows deeper in the process, for she has the humility to weep, and so her suffering waters the seed of deeper, lasting joy. She who sows in the tears shall reap in the joy. Honed to a fine sensitivity by the suffering in her own life, such a woman becomes the very instrument of God in the lives of others.
The valiant woman. The woman of reconciliation knows that the process of her personal renewal is never quite complete. Therefore, she does not wait for its completion before reaching out in the Christian act of reconciliation. The whole personality, enlightened by faith, finds its integrity in Christ. It is this integrity, this inner strength and oneness, that makes possible the ministry of reconciliation. Wherever a woman is present, she is meant to bring community. This is the essential reconciliation for which all mankind holds out hope. The specific lifestyle within which she lives, in which she lives out her Christian vocation, dynamically aids her in her particular ministry. Each form of Christian living involves its own witness, its own asceticism, its own support.
is November Moon. In a publisher's description of November Moon, Sister Vivien is inviting mature readers into a gradually deepening consideration of the facets of the spiritual life, including living faithfully by developing the virtues of faith, hope, and charity in a contemporary context. Living justly by exploring current issues of justice, women, and earth stewardship, and living more deeply by allowing ourselves to be drawn to a closer personal relationship with the God who calls us. To bring it to an appreciable level for each of us, she introduces each chapter with a story and ends with reflection. And now we'll have some readings from November.
Seasons. The fact is that every season is made up of so many sunsets, whether we see them or not. If we can just let ourselves be the instrument of bringing the warmth of a little sunshine into someone's life each day, that's the day we'll see a sunset. If it happens every day, we've made a week of sunshine. And the weeks are just the building blocks of a very good season. The seasons are often seen as a metaphor for the phases of human life. Spring, summer, autumn, winter can be considered as paralleling youth, early adulthood, maturity, and old age. But a deeper insight allows us to realize that the experience of every age can include, indeed must include, many a spring day. Dawn comes, the sun rises, and a new day is here. The feeling of youthfulness is identified with the new light of day. Henry David Thoreau wrote, "Only that day dawns to which we are awake. There is more day to dawn. The sun is but the morning star." One is never too old to meet the dawn. This is an important truth that younger relatives and caregivers would do well to remember. Each time we choose a dawn, try something new. Change up an old recipe. Try a new mode of prayer. Read an unfamiliar scripture passage. We pursue a dawn, and the day is young again.
The call to holiness. You see, the call to holiness doesn't end with prayer. In fact, prayer may only begin. Prophetic action that is not rooted in prayer may be shallow indeed, perhaps just a knee-jerk reaction, trying to make everything right, or a quick, unreflective response to an immediate need, without analyzing the real cause of the problem. Real prophetic action is meant to get to the root of the problem. Otherwise, it might only be a band-aid response. And the real prophet doesn't choose that role, but waits to be, allows herself or himself to be chosen. Sometimes kicking through the expected call. Prophecy for today's world is not so different from what it was 3,000 years ago. Remember Samuel? It took at least 3 calls from God
Very Samuel even knew who it was who spoke his name. Finally, with prompting from the wise Eli, he was able to say, "Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening." Similarly, the prophet Jeremiah heard God say, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. I appointed you a prophet to the nations." But Jeremiah objected. "I do not know how to speak, for I am only a boy." We might object. "I'm too old." But the Lord prevailed, saying, "Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you to deliver you." This scriptural passage seems to put us on notice. Acting in behalf of justice will be personally fought. God is with us. Like Jeremiah, we may prefer the more hidden spiritual life. Perhaps we've even said to our friends, "I'm not really much of an activist. When it comes to all those public issues, I just leave it to the justice people." Well, here's a newsflash. We are the justice people. Obviously, the scriptural sense of prophecy does not mean foretelling the future. Rather, the prophet, both then and now, is one called by God to do something very special, often stirring the status quo. For those of us who would continue to grow in the life of faith, a reading of some of the prophets can be very helpful. In the liturgical cycle of Sunday readings, we hear excerpts from the prophetic books of the Old Testament on certain Sundays of the year. But a more focused private reading can reveal the very many levels of call that the lives of the prophets involved. A suggestion: do the reading sequentially, but in small doses. Otherwise, unfamiliar historic facts people. Such a reading of the prophets will reveal to us the relationship between holiness and prophetic action. So it's a matter of call. Just as holiness does not escape to be achieved, but an invitation to God, so prophetic action is not just a personal desire to do something well, but a call to be. Both are intertwined. Prophetic action is an element of true holiness, and holiness is a prerequisite for effective prophetic action. Sister adds in parentheses, remember that holiness is God's.
Tonight in wonder. In moving toward wonder, we are beginning to respond to God's call, summarized by the psalmist. Be still and know that I am God. Because we are human, we need to approach that awesome awareness in a gradual way, discovering in baby steps, as it were, the greatness of God through beauty all around us. The pace of our busy lives may have forced the leisurely awareness of such beauty to be crowded out of our days. Even though we may no longer be so busy, we may have lost touch with our own sensitivities to that beauty. From the beauty of nature outside our window, to the chosen art objects in our homes, to the beautiful character of our nearest neighbor. Is there ugliness as well? Of course. But we have a choice as to which we'll emphasize. The healthy soul will choose beauty. In our moments of wondering, consider the source of all this beauty. Yes, the artist provided the painting, the sculptor shaped the statue, but God gave the talent. Praise Him, and you are at prayer. It is not selfish of us to deliberately choose to place some small bits of the beautiful into our lives each day. Finding a tasteful painting, a well-crafted vase, a colorful bouquet of flowers may enhance our personal space and quietly contribute to our sense of wonder. Similarly, Reading a few well-chosen lines of poetry can invite us to a deeper level of truth, even bring us into the presence of God, though there is no religious reference in the poem itself. The 19th century poet John Keats wrote, "A thing of beauty is a joy forever. Its loveliness increases. It will never pass into nothingness." In spite of despondence, the inhuman dearth of noble natures, of gloomy days, of all the unhealthy and o'erdarkened ways made for our searching, yes, in spite of all, some shape of beauty moves away the pall from our dark spirits. Remembering our earlier reflection on the seasons of our lives, we all arrive occasionally at periods of dark spirits. At such times, we take small steps to move ourselves into a better place. Perhaps reading a few well-chosen lines can restore our spirits. If we are serious about disposing ourselves to pursue the ways of holiness, I really believe we need first to open ourselves to discover the beautiful in our daily lives. We can widen our well of receptivity to beauty through poetry and the arts. To have no thing of beauty in one's life is a deprivation the human spirit cannot endure. Conversely, we can consider ourselves richly blessed if we acknowledge that we are surrounded by the beautiful, if we but let ourselves perceive it. If wonder can be a springboard to contemplation, then we need to immerse ourselves in the wonderful. The arts are the product of someone's wonder, and they in turn become a well of wonder for each new generation. If we celebrate each day the beautiful around us, our gratitude will become prayer.
Sister Vivien's third book, which is yet unpublished, is entitled The Essential Journey. The book explores major issues ranging from crimes against humanity, racism, human trafficking, discrimination, world economy, education, world hunger, immigration, and earth stewardship. The call to action Sister Vivien is seeking through this book urges us to do our share to alleviate some of the misery in the world. As you would expect from a scholar, Sister Vivien conducted extensive research for each of her books. The Essential Journey is no exception. She was deeply grateful to 2 university interns who are with us today. Not only did they conduct research, they also collaborated with Sister on a survey to, in Sister's words, identify the deepest concerns of thinking people.
If Earth could speak. I've been raped, and no one came to help. No one heard the screams, or so they said, till too late for life. Once faithful soil was scraped, revealing precious coal, and nothing grew, of course, so blackened space became a landfill. Because of this, I'm barren now, no hope of offspring. The land cried out, but no one heard. It's only Appalachia after all. New green grows again, but hides a landfill, toxic, of course. I've been poisoned, then blamed for passing it on. I couldn't help. It's part of me now. The leaded water, too, found far away. That too has a name. Flint, it's called. Retarded infants, ADD, diseased adults as well, all lead related. On and on the dumping goes. Yet no children cried, no poet spoke. California weeps as mountains flame and homes white hot disappear from view. Thoughtless picnics caused all this. No children cried, no poet spoke. And Gulf states scream to see oil spills, the fruits of greed, wash up on pristine coasts in forms of sludge. But still, no children cried, no poet spoke. Because the world has overbuilt, there's nowhere else to go, no place to cling. The American dream or a global nightmare? Who's to say? Now at last the children cry and the poet dies. A word about the title, Essential Journey, from worry to mercy to hope. Every one of us is on a journey, a steady movement forward. We're meant to climb those little hills that life presents to us. Then earth slopes, and the downward moments sometimes confuse or puzzle us. With difficulty, we cross the streams of life and arrive at the other side, all the while wondering what's next. Our lives are indeed a journey, and along the way we meet many people who are worried about our world, and rightly so. Worry is not a wrong thing. It shows we care. But we can't wallow in it or settle for wringing our hands and blaming someone else. We are called to bring mercy to the situation, called to offer to others that same mercy that God has shared with us, called to try to bring help, some solutions, a new level of caring. That caring is inspired by God's love for the world. Who cares more about the world than the one who created it? God, in his compassion, puts it into our minds and hearts to understand the need and to take the right steps to help. And when mercy is applied, the world will have reason to hope.
While it may seem that the examples in this book may not stand the passing of time, regrettably, they are a microcosm of what we have done and will continue to do to others and to our universe in varying measures over the last 40,000 years and into the foreseeable future. As we strive together to find solutions, each of our cultural or religious persuasions, as well as our diverse lived experiences, will shape our responses.
In case you haven't been paying attention, the world is a mess. The world is on fire with bombs and guns. People are frightened and depressed, overwhelmed by news from all parts of the globe. We feel helpless in the face of what seems to be an onslaught of evil.
Let's look, albeit superficially, at the underlying causes of these human tragedies. Long before guns and weapons of mass destruction came human suffering, deprivation, poverty, environmental devastation, aloneness, bullying, feelings of being unloved or just not included. Separated from the rest of society by inattention to mental health issues and an epidemic of hunger, both physical and spiritual. War. On almost every continent. Worldwide hunger, especially among the children, inadequate access to education, greed and selfism on the rise everywhere. Untruth tolerated. Climate change and environmental devastation threatening the planet's future. All of these confront us on a global scale. What can be done? Which of these issues seems most threatening to you? And what can be done about it?
In the midst of worldwide commotion, how does healing happen? What will it take to change all this, to relieve the suffering, the violence and terrorism, the hunger, the lack of education, the ordeal of racism, the overwhelming world poverty? It will take caring, heart, inspiration, grace. In the Christian tradition, we recognize grace as a push from the divine. Even in secular terms, the word grace has another worldly connotation, a suggestion of gentle power to effect change.
Essential to our undertaking are what I call the golden threads to get us started: community, creativity, and contemplation. We need to understand why each is important, and we can deepen our immersion in each. In considering these three areas, it's important to understand that they are not requirements in order to become an ambassador of mercy. Rather, regard each as a goal toward which you can grow.
Snow peace. It snowed today, and pure white peace erased my fears, which through the weeks had grown with lengthening autumn shade. When indecisive rain that fell in soft, persistent sheets from low-slung sky was poured whisper storm. Vaguely, I recalled the golden glory of an autumn day that was no more. Here, earth lies still, abandoned to the cold. Now at last, the peace. Frigid, barren beauty where memory sustained, I find amid the icy cold a warmth I might not know. The sparing silence of the winter scene unveils my eyes to sights too longing more. On dead, twisted, lifeless wood, half lost in snow, appears the leaf, and spring has come. Yes, all at once it broadens forth into my eager heart. As I await the miracle that time has wrought, one thought, too little love and my heart.
It's very little to say. I think it's been revealed to us who Sister Vivien was. New reading for many of us, new stories for many of us, new words that have yet to be published. I think we could see her journey through her relationship with God, through her relationship with each other, and through her relationship with herself. So, very moving. And I'd like to just comment on the last group that read to what you said, Nancy, about continuing the mission and how are we going to make sure and ensure Sister Vivien's life story legacy is continued. Well, it's in good hands. Wouldn't you agree? It's in good hands. Thank you to everyone who read. Thank you to everyone who planned this. And at this point in time, we're coming to another part of the day, which is our conclusion of the day, in the sense that we're going to now move into the library lobby, the Jennings Library lobby, where there will be an unveiling of a history wall and a photo that really just concretizes the Jennings Library, what it's all about. So at this point in time, I'm going to ask that each of you, when we leave here, okay, you can go out this door. You can also go out that door, it just takes you around, okay? If you go out the back doors, please know there's some steps that you need to go down, so if you don't like steps, go out one of these doors. And then when you go down, there are some steps here, but if you need the elevator, you can do that. There is champagne. And we ask that you each take a glass of champagne as we move into the lobby of the Jennings Library. So again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right, we'll conclude our program in just a moment. But for those of you who may be new visitors to the campus, I do want to just point one thing out before we conclude the program, and that is in the room immediately behind several of you, labeled the CMS, our collaborative meeting space. We have our volume of the St. John's Bible that's here on campus. Some of you have heard about it. If you haven't had an opportunity to engage personally with it, it's the first handwritten Bible that's been produced in 500 years. And it's beautifully illuminated, and you are able to touch it, not with the champagne. But if you'd like to go in at the conclusion of the program, we'd invite any or all of you to do that. So as the president of Caldwell University, I'm honored to welcome you here to the Sister Vivien Jennings Library. After celebrating the words, the stories, and the writings of this amazing woman, it's now appropriate that we celebrate her legacy. As we stand here in this place that is named after Sister Vivien and has been since 1994, we are surrounded by the things and the people that she loved: literature and learning, family, friends, students, and colleagues. During her presidential address in 1984, Sister Vivien shared her vision for Caldwell's future. This included a diverse student body of 800, the transitioning of Caldwell to a co-educational institution, the inclusion of graduate programs, and the expansion of the library. I know that she was proud to see that Caldwell University met and exceeded all of her hopes. Today's unveiling will truly complete the library as it serves as a commemoration of Sister Vivien's long-lasting and far-reaching impact. As we unveil the breathtaking photo that was taken by Raj, as we lovingly call him, Admiral, an alum of 2011, who was a true friend of Sister Vivien. And also, we unveil the history panel. Please raise your glasses in appreciation. We'll do it now before we pull the panel. For all the wonderful memories and the wisdom that she has left for us all. So in gratitude for all of Sister Vivien's dedication and loyalty to Caldwell University and to the Sisters of St. Dominic, I now present to you the official Sister Vivien Jennings commemorative photograph and history wall. So if I could be assisted by Raj, who took the very beautiful photo, as you'll see in just a moment. If you would unveil the photo for us, please. And then I'll invite Sister Patrice to come and help me to unveil the history wall. Now we'd invite you to enjoy the champagne, to join us for some food and refreshments, to visit with the St. John's Bible volume, or to just have a bit of fellowship as we conclude our program this afternoon. And thank you all for being here today. We honor a true giant at Caldwell.